Hi, this is Ike Reeder, the president of Birmingham Theological Seminary. I'm excited to have with me this morning Dr. John Haynes. Dr. John Haynes is the director and pastor of worship at Briarwood Presbyterian Church and also helps direct our worship ministry program. We've got a great class this summer, Contemporary Issues in Worship, and I am very excited to have him here with me to talk a little bit about it. Contemporary Issues in Worship is a class that's specifically designed in our new worship ministry program at Birmingham Theological Seminary, but it's also a class that students studying for full-time vocational ministry that are not in the worship ministry program can take for electives or for a variety of other options. And so we just think this is going to be a fantastic class. John, it's great to have you. We've loved having you teach the last year with us. Will you tell us a little bit about what you think, what the Contemporary Issues in Worship class is going to cover?
Yeah, thank you, Ike. Yeah, this is a great class. This is a class, Ike, for everybody. So this is a great class if you're a pastor, if you're a worship director, if you're an amateur or professional musician, or if you're a congregant. This is a class for everybody. This class is going to cover several things because it's contemporary issues. There's certain things with contemporary issues that are always an issue. It doesn't matter where we are in history. And there's certain things that change, especially so that we can answer questions that are in the vernacular of our particular culture. And this class covers broadly those things. Well, the first thing that it's going to cover is two questions. Does music style matter to God? Does music style in worship matter to God? Another thing it's going to cover is what are the scriptural mandates that are pervasive in worship no matter what the generation or the cultural context. And then we've got a number of other things that are issues that are current now, such as, hey, what's the state of the church worship in America? Why is the millennial generation exiting the church in huge numbers and not returning, and what can be done about it? Is there a limit to where technology and the use of technology is useful in worship? You know, that's a really important thing. Yeah. Because Ike, right now we're making this recording during this coronavirus thing. Right. Okay, and I'm making this broadcast by myself at the church. There's one other person in the entire place because we're major social distancing here. Right. And we've learned a lot in this COVID environment in worship that have stretched us. And without the technology, we would not have been able to have corporate worship. And what will that mean post-COVID? Yeah. And so those are going to be things that we're going to be discussing in this class. We've got speakers from around the United States that are friends of mine that are going to be plugging in with us. They'll be here to answer questions as well as give their perspective. And I'll tell you, one of the major things about this class is that this class is not just for Presbyterians, if you know what I mean. Okay, right. We are unashamedly Reformed. We're unashamedly Presbyterian. But this class is for everybody. I really believe that great Reformed theology is great grace-laden theology. And we're gracious with other points of view. Not only do we believe we have something to offer other points of view, we have something to learn. And so this class has a lot of conversational value to it. Right. And so this class is for everybody from whatever their denominational background. And these different speakers are going to be from different denominational backgrounds. They're not all Presbyterians. We've got some Baptists. We've got some independents. I've got an Anglican that's going to be joining with us. And these folks have all different perspectives. However, we all believe that God's inspired word is what binds our conscience. Right. Yeah. And so we come into this class with that.
Yeah, that gets us. I mean, and like you said, I mean, we're as a Reformed seminary, we work very clearly from the biblical and regulative principles of worship. But we believe that there is just a great worship is a wonderful place for the church to have a conversation. There's another element that you brought out that I'm really excited about too, which is that even though this is a class on contemporary issues in worship, an understanding that the church over the last 2,000 years has always had contemporary issues in
Yeah.
worship. I mean, it may be a historical study to us now, but at the time, that was a contemporary issue in worship. And actually, you'll get another video. We're doing Systematic Theology 5, Ecclesiology with my father, Dr. Harry Reeder. And one of the issues they're going to be talking about in ecclesiology is the transgenerational nature of the church. And now we think about that as the immediacy of generations, but how wonderful that in worship we get to sing hymns that talk about things like "For All the Saints," you know, and worship can be one of those things that connects us across time and space by the power of the Holy Spirit to the saints that have gone before, those that have
You know,
gone.
you bring up a great point, because there's always been generational disagreement. There's always been worship wars.
Right.
And I remember when I was in school reading about something that I thought was pretty interesting. But, you know, we think about the days when they were singing chant, Gregorian chant, having cantors and all this kind of thing in the Roman Catholic Church back before the Reformation. And we think, well, there were no worship wars. And there's a great story about a cantor that would have been back about the 11th century or so. And he was complaining about the old generation of Gregorian cantors. And he said, you know, by the time a choir figures out where the pitch is for that chant, he gets back to his original pitch, kind of like a drunkard gets back to his house after going to the tavern. He's not quite sure where he left, how he got there. All he knows is that he's finally home. But the fact of the matter is that we've always had this.
Yeah, that's great. Well, we are excited about this course. We're excited about the students that the Lord is bringing to us. And if you're interested in taking this class, you can take it for credit as part of your degree program. We offer classes at $100 per credit hour at BTS. So all of our classes are on a 2-hour system. So that would be a $200 class for credit and doing the work for it. And then there's also the opportunity to sit in and enjoy the discussion and the dialogue as an audit student for $80. And this class will be May 7th through 9th. It's a Thursday, Friday, Saturday. It's an intensive. It's Thursday from 1 to 8 in the evening, Friday from about 8 to 5, and Saturday from 8 to around 2 or 3. Currently, the class is going to be offered via video conference unless something changes in the next 2 or 3 weeks that allow us to bring 10 or 15 people together into a room with a proper social distancing. If that changes, we'll be able to do this class live. But if not, we're well prepared to do this video conference. So we'd love for you to join us. We're grateful to offer it. John, grateful to you for teaching for us. And we look forward to seeing what God will do through the work of this class. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
If you're interested, you can reply to an email that you may get with this video, or look in the description and it'll have a link to the Start Your Journey form for BTS, and that'll get you started. So thanks, guys. Have a good day. Lord bless.